It is true that you use these words interchangeable, vibration and frequency, vibrational frequency, vibrational energy. Question is if this is important for you to discern truly, because what we have told you before is that you do not need to understand everything with your logical mind to ascend, to come to the higher perspective, to come to the higher mind, to inhabit the higher mind. As long as you and the other person know what you're talking about, as you have a certain understanding, that's fine. So if we give you now a definition of what this means in our world, how we would translate it in our perspective, it is no use of you or use to you unless the other person you're discussing it with has the same knowledge about the meaning. So language, in effect, and you know that, of course, on Earth functions because you all have an agreement on what the term means, how it is to be interpreted. Because language, as you know, is arbitrary. You have called a table just because. And you have many languages in which a table is not called a table. So you need a different language, like pointing to the object, to make the other person understanding what you're talking about. So vibration in physics and frequency in physics means something different than in your community of spiritual light workers. We are interested in learning by watching you, talking to people in their mind, being invited into dreamlands, dreamscapes sometimes, interested in watching and learning through your interactions with each other and how you use the terms. So if anyone can talk about anything, it's you telling us what is your understanding of a vibrational frequency, of a vibration of a frequency. How do you understand it? How do you use it and why? It is true that when you are born, you come with a certain pattern. You can use the word frequency here or vibrational frequency, it doesn't matter, as long as we understand each other. So let's say the vibration is translated into an emotion. And frequency is then related to the ideas that will arise from being in that emotion. So when you are very low in emotion, when you are dwelling in the land of fear, angst, very, you will only be able to create a certain frequency. Because these kind of fear, they are heavy, they are dense. They will not allow you to have an amplitude that is very vivid, very fast, unless you are going into panic mode. Then you have the so-called flight or fight reflex that is in your line since millennia. But these are exceptional moments. So when you dwell in these emotions, you can only let arise an idea, a thought pattern that is made of a certain frequency. When you dwell in the higher emotions, in joy, in hope, gratitude, love, in a feeling of being excited, looking forward to something. Looking forward to something is such underestimated emotion. We want to point that out. When you look at your young ones, your children, and how they can look forward to something, this is a great pleasure to us. And we wish you all would look forward to something every day, any day. Because this is such a wonderful, wonderful vibration, as you say. And it creates wonderful, wonderful thoughts. However, it's not in the present moment. We agree on that. But it is creating, attracting. It's such a high vibrational frequency. You see, we can use your word. Because we can agree on this. We both understand each other. That this is something such delightful, so delightful, that will attract what you desire. It will put you automatically into a higher frequency. Your amplitude will be very high and very low, very quick, very fast. So vibrational frequency is the match of both, is the overlay of both, the thought and the emotion, the embodiment of both. This embodiment of both, so your general thought pattern, as to speak, this is what you come with when you're born. You have a certain tendency to vibrate in these ranges, to come back to these ranges when you have experienced very lows and very highs, when you have had traumatic events in your life and you're over them after a while. And also when you have very, very joyful events like the birth of a child, and then everything goes back to normal, you come back to this embodiment. This is just you and how you perceive the world. This is what you're made up of. Everything that goes into you, your creation. This is very unique to you, very unique to you. So even in our family, siblings can be very different, even twins. Are there any more questions on this topic?
No, thank you.
What would you like to add? Is that sometimes you seek out low frequencies in order to bring the light, in order to give and have the other one, the room, the situation, the place, the option to exchange this with your higher vibrational frequency. Gives them the opportunity to adapt to a new height. Try this out. Sometimes you feel drawn to a lower frequency in order to experience, to work through some issues of your own that you can only work through when you experience these lower vibrational frequencies. So in the end, we would say that on Earth, it is beneficial for you to experience both. So there is no shame when you feel, oh, I can never reach those highs. Much more easy for me to reach the lows. So what do I do? Am I not going to ascend? Am I not going to be able to work on my soul journey? Am I missing my purpose here? No, you do not. It's not easy to live in those lower, dense frequencies. And when you feel this is what you embody mostly in this life, for some reason, and these reasons can be varying, of course. They're very individual, like a fingerprint. There is no shame. There is nothing you do wrong. Still, we would encourage you to maybe find your way up a bit. Find the moment in your day when you feel, oh, now I'm less heavy. The sun just came through and peeking through the clouds, and I can feel a moment of release. And stay in this emotion maybe just a tiny bit longer than usual. When you feel really low, maybe remember the sun peeking through the clouds. Contrasting these emotions, maybe asking yourself, so which is the preferable one to me? So just to make sure that you're not out of habit staying in the lower ones, just to make sure this is what you want and not what you do because you think this is all you can or this is all that is there for you. This is an amusement park, and you're allowed to ride every ride, to enjoy everything there is. You have a ticket for every entertainment in this park. Your whole life.